But there is a strange twist to this story. Even if Richard Head made up the predictions of Mother Shipton in the 1600s, many of his future predictions eventually came true.
In the air men shall be seen. Around the world thoughts will fly in the twinkling of an eye. Women dress like men and trousers wear, and cut off all their locks of hair. Mother Shipton.
Did the hoaxer Richard Head somehow tap into some kind of oracular vision himself while writing the prophecies? Or was he working from an actual prophetic book which has been lost to history? In Mother Shipton's prophecies, this era of global progress will be followed by something quite different.
Then half the world, deep drenched in blood, shall die.
Were Mother Shipton and Merlin foreseeing the same doomsday as the Mayans and the I Ching? But the threat of apocalypse also comes from a more familiar source: the Bible. The Bible's track record for accurate prophecy is legendary. The prophet Jeremiah predicted that Jerusalem would be conquered by Babylon, and it was. Jesus predicted Jerusalem would be destroyed by the Romans, and it was. The book of Revelation predicts apocalyptic warfare in the distant future, and some say it is happening now. The book of Revelation is filled with terrifying and bizarre images. Flying creatures with streaming hair making the noise of 1,000 horses. Self-propelled chariots belching flames. He sees diseases that kill 1/4 of the earth. John foresees a period of global warfare centered in the Middle East. He sees the rise of a terrifying demonic world leader called the Antichrist. The book of Revelation foresees all this as simply a prelude to the end of the world. In the 1890s, a Lakota Sioux shaman named Black Elk had a series of apocalyptic dreams.
Black Elk
prophesied that after his own people were destroyed, another apocalypse would eventually affect the entire world.
All over the universe, I could hear the winds at war, like wild beasts fighting. It was dark and terrible about me, like rapid gunfire and whirling smoke, like women and children wailing and screaming all over the world.
Will the end of the world be on December 21st, 2012? Around the world, prophecies suggest that something dire might happen on that apocalyptic date. Some of the most specific prophecies of apocalypse come from the Hopi tribe of the American Southwest.
They say that there was a whole set of conditions and things that they expected to happen that they say have all been completed except for one or two little things.
The signs for Hopi doomsday. The seas shall begin to rise. Great quakes will shake all corners of the globe, and the sun itself will turn hotter.
We're seeing how things since the 90s began speeding up, and things were moving quicker and quicker. The glaciers that are melting, they're melting at an incredible rate. Everyone knows that the water is going to rise everywhere. Certain places may no longer be here as we know them. I think now we're beginning to see that what indigenous people were talking about, and even perhaps the book of Revelation, is happening.
One surprising prophecy from the Hopi: near the end of days, the world will be crisscrossed by a device they called a spider web. Could this be a reference to the World Wide Web that links our world like never before? Disturbing prophecies are beginning to emerge from an oracle called the WebBot Project. This program scans the World Wide Web for hints about the future and reports back with prophecies that are as ambiguous as the oracles of the ancient world, and just as chilling.
And finally, he made a rather startling prediction, and that was that in the next 60 to 90 days, some event would change forever how we live in America.
This prediction was made in June 2001. The WebBot developers believe it was an accurate prediction of the terrorist attacks of September 11th.
I don't think there's any argument that 9/11 changed everybody's life. And since then, we've gone on to get this sequence of accurate predictions.
If real, the future forecasts of the WebBot are anything but rosy. And like other oracles around the world, the WebBots also point to a global cataclysm in the year 2012.